My name is Lisa. I'm known as the Quilt Wizard, and I am an APQS dealer in Apache Junction, Arizona. I've been an APQS owner since 2005 and a dealer since 2020. So today we are going to demo Ellie, which is an 18-inch long arm, and she's on what we call a halo frame, which is basically a hoop table. It's a fixed frame instead of a rolling rail. Okay. The project we're doing today, I started with this photo. We're in Arizona and we love our saguaros. So I took this photo the other night of the awesome full moon out by my house. So I love this photo, and that's what we are transferring to fabric. So very quickly, how I did that is I turned it into a black and white photo, and then I traced my templates on the back, and then I took it to my printer, and this is my fancy pattern. I just enlarged it on my printer to the size that I wanted it, and I wanted it to be about 18 inches, so that's what I did. Okay, then I cut out all my templates here, my different pieces, and put them on the fabric. What I used was to stick them down this is a 505 temporary glue stick. It's like your 505 spray, but it's a glue stick. And I use this rather than fusible because I like it to be repositionable, and this does not gum up your needle. So, great product. Okay, I pre-quilted my background here, one, in the essence of time, and second of all, because I didn't want a bunch of stops and starts here along my applique. So this is all pre-quilted. I just did what I call a wavy matchstick quilting. Okay. We are going to be doing some ruler work first. So no matter what your machine is, you're going to want to have a ruler base when you do this. So your ruler can rest on your base and it's not off your fabric. This ruler that I'm using, it actually fits around your hopping foot, so I'm going to be guiding the long arm with the ruler. Okay? So here we go. We're going to do our outlining first, and then we'll go back and do our embellishment work. If there's a lot of glare, is there too much glare, I can turn this light off. Is that better? Okay, there we go. All right. So I'm going to start here. Okay. I'm in regulated mode, and I'm just guiding around my applique shape. So this is actually just kind of nailing it down to our background. And then once we get done with all this, we will go back and do our embellishment. Okay. Come back a little bit. You don't have to be perfect with this. The goal is just to get everything stitched down so it doesn't move on you. I'm going to get the other side. All right. Go up here. So I'm just stitching down every bit of this applique. I'm going to stop about here, and we are going to advance our quilt at this point and get this piece down here. So with Ellie here, we do have, it's kind of almost a hybrid because we do have a roller bar here that will assist us to roll up this quilt. So we're just taking the clamps off the front, and then we're just going to roll it up a little bit so that we can get to, yeah, about there is good. And then we're going to catch this. So, okay, thank you. So I'm going to catch this down here. And you can see, let me show you real quick this. If you needed to reposition this, you easily could reposition these pieces. Some of them, like up in here, I place the bigger pieces first and then tuck the smaller pieces under them. So if I use fusible and fuse it down, you wouldn't be able to reposition it as easily. Okay? All right, we're going to finish off this, and we're going to go do some fun embellishment. Now, if you're steady, you don't have to use the ruler. Now, normally I would have my light on so I could see a little bit better. Go ahead. Grab my ruler. But this ruler does really help steady your hand so you can get in there and really get that stitching where you want it. And come back across. All right. There we go. All right. So our outlining is finished. Take those clamps out, they're pretty close there, and it's interfering with my stitching a little bit on the sides. Okay. So now let's go, we're going to start to do some embellishment. So the nice thing about this is that you can do your applique and your embellishment at one step instead of having to applique on your sewing machine and then take it to the long arm or whatever and do your quilting. And like I said, I did pre-quilt the background, and then I put my applique on and stitched it down. So I'm going to just follow this fabric. This fabric has a lot of grass and rocks and stuff in it, so we're just going to have fun just going and doing some embellishment here. You can do as much or as little as you want. And you can also change thread colors just for the purposes of this demo in time. We're not doing that, but you can also change your thread colors as you like. I'm going to go and give my saguaro, start to give him some spines in here. Go up here. There's a stopping point, and then I can come back down and maybe give him some spikes. just really brings it to life when you start doing this stitching, and it's a lot of fun. Okay, go back over here and get some more grass and rocks. The other really nice thing about Ellie, for those of you who are art quilters, this is just like the perfect size. It's not a big, huge long arm. It's very easy to control and maneuver. I'm doing it one-handed here. You can just almost do it with the tips of your fingers. Very easy to maneuver. Okay, let's go do our little mountains in here. I kind of feel like Bob Ross here. I'm going to put a little tree over here and a little cloud over there. Right? I'm going to go back up here in my saguaro here, and yeah, it has on my photo, there is a nice big, probably an owl nest or something there. So I go in here and give it that, and just kind of come back down here. Okay. So there's no wrong answer here. Just go in and have fun. So I'm limited here. So when we get to this all filled in down here, then we're going to advance back, or I guess re-roll, and catch that top part. Mountains. Rocks and grass. You can see it's very easy. I don't have to stop and start. I'm just kind of filling it in as I go. And I think I'm going to let's give this a little bit right in here before we move the fabric again, and then I'm going to be happy with that. And we are going to move the fabric again. Alright.
So did you quilt the blue in the background before?
I pre-quilted the back. And the reason that I did that, there was two reasons. One, in the interest of time for this demo. But second of all, I did that because I didn't want to quilt across here and then have to stop and start, you know, and get that edge like that. So this allowed me to just do the whole background and make it look really flowing and cohesive all the way across. Okay? All right. We're going to unroll. There we go. Yep, that's good. Okay. Okay. And then I'm just going to clamp, and then I'm going to come in and catch this top part here. Okay. This is the ruler base, so for the APQS machines, this is the ruler base that we use. It just slides right on and off. Very easy to take it off and put it back on as needed. Yeah, anytime you use a ruler on a long arm, you're going to want to use a ruler base. Yeah. All right, let's go finish this guy up. And I am using regulated mode here. That means that my stitches are nice and even. You don't have to. You could. Some quilters choose to use non-regulated mode. Entirely up to you. I'm going to come back in here and get back up to these guys. So get the spines in here. Get these arms. This one. this final one here, and then we'll put a little bit in the moon and see where we're at. So maybe I want to do this little, try not to make it look too much like a baseball here. Happy with that. I want to quickly demo doing this, I mentioned, in non-regulated mode. And what that means is that as soon as we turn on the machine, the needle's going to start cycling. So I will control the length of my stitches when we do that as opposed to the regulator. Okay? So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. Here we go. So, some quilters, when they're doing free motion work, prefer to do it this way because you don't hear the motor racing as much. I don't know if you all could hear that, the difference. So it's just a little bit smoother when you're doing free motion work, but you absolutely can use the regulator. It's personal preference, however you do your style of quilting. I really notice it when I do like those little spikes, the difference. Come back in and touch some more of that. Okay. So let's go ahead and trim all my threads here. I should not have run over those threads. It's a little bit dark up here without the light on the machine, but get those threads out of our way. And then we're going to take it off the machine and see what we got, and I can answer any questions that people might have. Okay. Very simple. Just got this little canvas and we just pinned it to the canvas and then clamped it on the other end. If you wanted to do a large quilt on this, it's very easy to reposition the quilt just using the clamps. So there are people that do queen size quilts on this spring. So this is of course I would trim it up, my finished quilt, and then there's the backing fabric. Let me put the backing here so you all can see the backing fabric because it's really cool. Again, our saguaros and cacti that we love in Arizona so much. So